My studio is looking very different this month. I don't know if you noticed. Hi, welcome. I'm Jennifer Jules. I'm a French and Canadian ceramicist sharing my practice online on the internet, on the YouTube. Welcome back. This month, I'm on the beautiful Caribbean island of Martinique, which is where I'm from. Well, I'm here to visit family and hang out with friends and eat delicious food and spend time at the beach, which you'll all see, spend time on boats and paddle boards and kayaks and on the water. I'm also here to experiment with local clay, and I'm also here to try something I've never done before. Getting sunburned, I guess, but something I've never done before, which is to do a pit firing in my mother's backyard. So I'm excited. Wish me luck, and I hope you enjoy this video. I'm in the shades ish, and I think it's going to rain. But I wanted to, I mean, it's fine if you can't really see me, to be honest. I'm going to put some photos and videos in front of my face. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Martinique. So I don't think I have said or explained where I'm from. I introduced myself as a French and Canadian ceramicist. So I am originally French from the French Caribbean, and I'm half and half. So my mom is from Martinique and my dad is from Guadeloupe, but I grew up between Paris and Martinique. And for those who don't know, because I realized living in Canada, a lot of people didn't know about Martinique, maybe because we're French speaking and we're not as visible as St. Lucia or Dominica. Meanwhile, we're literally in between those two islands. But we are a department of France. So when you arrive in Martinique, you're on French land. It means that everything that applies in France applies here. So I came here with my French passport, and we are under French law, and we vote for the French president. So that's a little I guess, a little spiel about it. Maybe I'll put more information on the screen. But basically, it's a beautiful island located in the Caribbean Sea. We're part of the Lesser Antilles. I think it's pronounced in English, and we're not far from. We can see Saint Lucia from the coast. We're close to Dominica, Guadeloupe, Barbados, quite a few other islands, and life is quite good here. Very expensive, but as you can see, it is hot, it is humid, it's a tropical weather, so it's going to rain any minute now. Also, my mom happens to live in the mountainous side of the capital, so it's very windy and it's very wet, but it's very, very lush and very green. As you can see from this suspiciously green tree that I was looking through my camera, I was realizing that this tree, which we call pommier d'eau, because it makes those very atypical apples that are called pomme d'eau, like water apples. And those leaves are very, very green, aren't they? Anyway, I hope it doesn't look like photoshopped or anything. I think it's just the color of the the color of the leaves. Anyway, I was quite surprised when I was doing a little visual test earlier. So that's my little bit about Martinique. We went boating. Okay, so my mom, my sister, and I have a lot of experience on the water with various types of boats. So, for fun, we booked this half day sailing lesson off the coast of Les Anses d'Arlet. going. Wait, wait, wait.
Okay, now you can leave. Okay.
Let go, let go, let go.
Allez, on peut, on peut, on peut, on peut, on peut, on peut. On laisse un petit peu, on peut. Ok.
I'm getting ready for the pit firing. I decided to do a pit firing not because I want to set fire to my mother's home, but because I have always been fascinated by the colors and the shades and the nuances that potters get when they use a wood kiln. I currently don't have access. I don't have access to one of those ginormous wood kilns yet. If somebody wants to invite me to a wood firing, I would be more than willing to come and try. And so I took it upon myself to try and do it in my mother's backyard. I read a lot about the process. I think when you play with fire and natural elements, you have to be very careful and very cautious about how you handle things. I obviously don't want to set fire to the house or to the land, so I read a lot about it and I'm going to have my precautions, so more on that later. If you are interested, I'm going to link down below the videos that I have found useful that were speaking about pit firings and sagar fires, etc., etc. Pit firing is the oldest method of firing ceramics and clay. There's evidence it was used 29,000 to 25,000 before Common Era. The process means digging a hole into the ground, covering the pieces with combustibles and natural combustibles, so that can be banana peels, coffee grinds, orange peels. So you end up having very vibrant colors on your pots. I don't have access to all of those, but I'm going to try and see what I can do. I already started gathering some compostables and some items that I will use on my pieces, like banana peels, orange peels, coffee grinds. I have coconut husks here and dry leaves that I'm going to put together. And so, as they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So one family's garbage is Jennifer's treasure. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is what I'm not going to do in the modern way of pit fire. A lot of artists now burnish each piece in order to simulate a glaze effect. So if you I'm being attacked by a mosquito. If you burnish the piece using a rock, a smooth rock, or a spoon, you end up with a much smoother surface. I've decided not to do that because I don't really care for my pieces to. I don't really want for my pieces to be shiny. I just want the colors, and it's an experiment. So we're going to see what happens. Another thing also that I saw is that artists use terrasig. I think it's pronounced terrasigilica, silica, which is also, and then they burnish it also, which is another way to create shininess. But I am kind of intrigued as to what the non-shiny version is going to look like. So I have some pieces that I've made here. I also have pieces that I made at the local studio. I'm going to bring everything to the studio to have them bisqued. And once they're bisqued, we're going to come back into my mom's backyard and dig a hole. But first, let's gather some materials.
Plot twist! No story is complete without a plot twist, of course. My mother was really worried about me digging a huge hole in her garden. Fortunately, she happens to play the steel band, and her teacher gave us an old steel can I could use. There's no trust left in this family. This was such a therapeutic activity. I enlisted my little cousin who had a blast. I mean, who wouldn't love wrapping random ceramic pots with leaves and coffee and eggshells and flowers? Ending on a cliffhanger. Escándalo. This video took me so long to make. I really enjoyed the process, so I wanted to spread this whole process across two videos. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you again for part two. It's always such a joy to make those videos on YouTube, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.